Hi, how's it going? This is Resident of Collinwood for YouTube, and I'm here to do a video about Dark Shadows, or a Dark Shadows video for tonight for you guys. And this video is about when Barnabas decides to have a costume party at the old house. Now, this is really interesting because yes, this is from the series, the original series. But they also have something similar to this in the movie House of Dark Shadows. But instead of it being Barnabas's party, it's Elizabeth's party, and they have it at the great house, the main house, not the old house. But this is the one about in the series, and this is done at the old house. So Barnabas decides to have a costume party, and pretty much what Barnabas is really doing in many ways, he's doing many things. Number one, he wants to make Victoria the new Josette, but he wants her to come willingly. He doesn't want to kidnap her like he did Maggie Evans. So she is dressing as Josette Dupre, or Josette Dupre Collins. Joan Bennett's character Elizabeth is dressing as Barnabas's mother, Naomi Collins. Roger Collins is dressing as Joshua Collins, Barnabas's father. And Carolyn is dressing as Millicent. Also, Burke Devlin is dressing as Jeremiah Collins, who is, and you might ask, well, who's Jeremiah Collins? Well, in the original series, Jeremiah Collins was Barnabas's uncle. Now, in the revival, he was his brother. So that's a little quick mention. Oh, by the way, there's no Burke Devlin in House of Dark Shadows, so they don't mention Jeremiah really either. So now Barnabas is having this costume party, a costume of the period, and he's going to be dressed as his descendant, who he's descended from, or at least who he's claiming he's descended from, the original Barnabas Collins. Well, what none the wiser to is he is that Barnabas Collins from 1795. So they all get together at the old house, and I love a lot of the moments here. I jumped ahead a bit. Sorry. Now, another reason he's having this party, this sort of soiree, this get together, I mentioned the first one. In many ways, the second reason is he wants to show off the house to everybody. Not everybody has seen the how the house looks since he moved into it. It's not run down anymore. It's fixed up pretty much. And the third reason, and really, I think this sort of gets lost on some, in my opinion, is that I honestly think he's had another reason. The third reason he's having this get together is, in his own way, to celebrate the death of Maggie Evans. He feels Maggie is dead and gone, which we know that's not the case. But he's happy. He's sort of this right here is a happy time for Barnabas Collins. What he doesn't realize is his sister Sarah Collins, who's a ghost, is literally about to wreck his party, about to be the best party crasher in history, in my opinion, anyway, as a fan. So Sarah, so sorry. So they get to the house, all the guests, Elizabeth, Roger, Victoria, Carolyn. When Bert comes in dressed as Jeremiah, man, the look Barnabas gives Burke. I mean, if looks could kill, right? And it's beautiful. Um, just amazing. Just amazing what they did. So you have them going into the drawing room and everybody's impressed. And they talk about doing a seance. Now, they didn't come here with the express reason of doing a seance, but a seance is suggested. So they do this seance, and Vicky goes into her trance. And man, you want to talk about just Barnabas being one of the most nervous people in that room. His evening went from pleasant to sort of upset and pleasant because Burke was there, and he's dressed as Jeremiah, to now, oh shit, man, I cannot have my secret found out or have anything at all found out. And so he sort of breaks up the seance in every way. And what I mean by Sarah crashing the party, after the seance, Vicky is very sort of, feeling it, feeling the effects of the seance. She comes out of the drawing room and into the foyer to where the staircase is, and she looks up. And to me, this is one of the best shots of Sarah in the entire series. There's Sharon Lynns, and you want to talk about one of the most it's chilling. It's like it's one of the, no one, Barnabas had a lot of formidable foes, right? But if you said who's somebody that really was sticking it to Barnabas, was sort of giving him that finger, look no further than Sarah Collins, because Sarah was sort of, hey, no, you're not doing this. You're not getting away with this. This isn't you. This isn't the brother I grew up with, who I love and know. Just because you're this vampire, that doesn't change who you really are. The person I love. And Sarah, just when Vicky sees Sarah, she's like, little girl, and the look on Sarah's face is one of somber and sort of, it's chilling. It's just like she's wanting everyone who isn't Barnabas to see her. I mean, even Willie sees her before Barnabas. Julia sees her. Dr. Woodard. I mean, you're talking about one of the most interesting ghosts in Dark Shadows, and my favorite, my personal favorite is Sarah Collins, the Ghost of Sarah, simply because of just the cell job she does. During this, they're all having a good time. They have this seance, and lo and behold, she comes at the top of the staircase just when Vicky's standing there, and she looks up and sees her. I mean, Victoria Winters sees Sarah Collins and doesn't know who it is. And it's one of the most, again, it's so many things. It's bone chilling, it's creepy, but it's like you're inside, you're going, yes, yes, because Sarah isn't there to haunt just that house. She's not there to haunt Vicky or haunt Elizabeth or Roger. She is tormenting, in her own way, haunting her brother. It's like chipping away at an iceberg, like slowly. I'm coming for you. And it's one of the most biggest, to me, it's because Julia Hoffman isn't there yet. She's gonna be there eventually, but she's not there yet. This is prior to Julia Hoffman coming to Collinsport to sort of investigate why Maggie is the way she is. And really, in many ways, Barnabas's first real foe out of the, you could say Burke, but I never, I know Burke could be a threat when he wants to be, but to me, Barnabas's biggest threat was his sister, his own sister, who just, I love her for this because she just, no, you're not. I don't want to see you destroyed, but if I have to have you destroyed, I'll do it. And that's sort of what I get from Sarah. Sarah wants him to be the man he always was, even with him being a vampire. And that is something that, Barnabas is just miserable because he's a vampire. He didn't ask for this. This isn't, I've talked about this. This isn't Dracula. But he sort of gets lost in all this power and this self-loathing, and I think is the costume party a wake up for Barnabas? No. I think one of the bigger wake ups after this down the road, to me, prior to the seance, is when Sarah visits him. It's sort of like the ball is in, and what she's telling him is, when she actually confronts him, the ball is in your court. Basically, she's telling him, hey, you taught me right from wrong. You have to learn it now all over again. And it's so beautiful. And then the seance where Vicky goes back to 1795 and the aftermath of it, and we know what happens there. Obviously, Barnabas is sort of freaked out that the woman who knows his secret is there, and he's looking at like, what are you doing here? And it's amazing. It's Dark Shadows has every element you could ask for and more. Horror, emotion, laughter, sadness, just everything. And every actor brings it, and I mean brings it, and they hold nothing back. Their characters just hold nothing back, and it's because they didn't. And it's so beautiful. It's so well done. By the way, for those who don't know, a little side note: Dr. Julia Hoffman originally was mentioned as a man. They say his name is Dr. Hoffman, but the next time you hear Dr. Hoffman, they say her name is Dr. Julia Hoffman. So they change it from a man to a woman. And even Jonathan Fritz slips up on this in an episode where he refers to Hoffman as a man, and we all know Hoffman's a woman. But originally he was supposed to be a man. But thank God they changed it. So I'm trying to think if there's anything I missed about this event. I did love how they moved the table to the right and did the seance, and afterwards Roger is sort of making fun of, widows jumping off it and stuff. I love Louis Edmonds' sort of just humor of his character. You want to talk about somebody who just had great range, and they all did. But what an interesting just way of going from having this serious tense moment, and then they all leave the house, and Roger and Elizabeth are talking, and Roger is joking about it, and it was beautiful. It was appropriate. You were sort of laughing, like, yeah, that's sort of funny. But I love dark shadows, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll try to get one up tomorrow night as well. Like, share, comment, and subscribe.